everyone, this is Moses, the one who help you if you're interested in studying in Korea. And today, I really invited one of my favorite teachers. So, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, this is Minji from Minji Teaches Korean. I teach Korean language on YouTube. Thank you so much for having me.
So guys, as you know, if you want to learn Korean language, it's not easy. And all the subscribers really find that learning Korean is really hard, but they wonder what is the first step to learn Korean. So I invited Minji teacher to explain to you guys, if you want to learn Korean language, what is the first thing you can do. So, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So, let's get it.
Let's get started.
Okay. So, the first question. So, Minji teacher, what is the first thing you can do if you want to learn Korean language?
First thing.
First thing.
What was your first thing?
My
I
first
am
thing
very
I
curious.
think is 안녕하세요.
Oh, okay.
Like saying hi or the greetings. That was my first
So you
thing.
learned the basic expressions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as a teacher, what's the advice?
So like setting up your goal
Yep.
or like choosing books
Wow.
is also important.
Okay.
But I would like to say that like you have to just start, you know, beginning.
Really, that's
is really
really
important,
true. That the
right?
beginning.
And you have to be like determined to like study Korean language. I think that is the very first
Yeah.
step of learning Korean language, and then you know you can learn
Yeah.
phrases and expressions and words.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's good. And if I add one thing, like if you want to learn Korean language, don't postpone. See, like I will start tomorrow. I will learn tomorrow.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
good advice.
Yeah, that's-
Is it your story?
I
Like,
think it's a
did
bit
you-
different.
Okay, I also used to postpone. You know,
So you want
like-
to hear my story? How I started the
Oh,
Korean
sure.
language?
Please tell me.
Oh, it's like first of all, I learned the greetings, and then I tried to learn the consonant like
Oh.
kiok and niil, all those consonants.
Oh, interesting. So
Yeah.
you learned the phrases first, and then you learned the alphabet.
Because
Oh.
I wanted to go somewhere and be able to say 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, but
Okay.
no anything else. So I had to.
So
to
you
study with
pretend to be good at Korean, like
Yeah.
안녕하세요,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
oh, good trick.
That's cool. So the second question, like students when they learn Korean language, what is the most mistakes? they
Oh,
do?
mistakes.
Yeah.
So like as for beginners,
Yep.
like because the sentence order is very different from English
That's
one
true,
and
that's true.
Korean.
Yep.
I think like beginners are struggling with that part, and like as for intermediate, like there are a lot of different sentence endings
Yep.
and also like particles.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
공감돼요?
really agree.
진짜요?
진짜 공감 많이 돼요.
Yeah, so that I think that was the most difficult thing to intermediate like level learners.
And I remember when I was learning Korean language, when I had like a 숙제, a homework, like to write some paragraph or a story.
Oh.
First I used to write in English and then translate.
Oh.
And then it was so surprising because when I was translating, I was like, why should I start at the end and then put
Oh.
like the
Particles and
the particle,
endings.
yeah, and it was really a
맞아.
struggle.
맞아,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I can really 공감.
공감, agree.
Yep.
Mm.
So the third question, as like you know, in Korean they have a lot of parts. Even the topic like tests, there is part like writing, reading, and listening. So I wonder, what is the best part to start with, or what is the best way you can use to be used on those parts really effectively?
Well. This question is kind of hard for me because, to be honest,
Yep.
I don't think these four parts are separate
Yeah.
because they are like all real
Combined
language
together, yeah.
that people are actually using in their real life. You know.
That's true.
But for like the very beginner,
Yep.
I would say listening
Yeah, listening.
is like one of the low hanging fruit, like the easiest way.
Yep.
So you can maybe listen first
Okay.
and at the same time you can read the text
Okay.
so that you will know the sound you're listening matches the sentences
you
or
are
text.
reading, yeah. And
so that
then-
you can get used to the sound or text or whatever.
And then later you can write.
맞아요.
Oh.
That's right.
So guys, have you heard? Listening, reading, and then finally write. So keep that in mind.
맞아요. Like babies do when they learn a new language.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. Learn like a baby.
Okay.
The next question, as you mentioned that you have to first like listen and then read and later write. Can you teach subscribers or the one who are watching the video how to start or really an easy way to learn those 3 parts?
Oh, 3 parts.
Yep.
So I just told you
Okay.
that parts. I think that parts are not like separate.
Yeah.
But okay, let me talk about the way to study. So I usually do these 3 parts at the same time when I learn a new language.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me how?
So for example, if there is a text that I can read, at first I just read. And then I kind of speak the sentences out loud so that I can speak and listen at the same time. And like if there is a bunch of new expressions that I'm not familiar with, I look up on the internet so that I can remember that
for the
more.
meaning.
So like using all that process 한 번에
Okay.
all at once.
Yeah.
So I mean, in that way, you can be more like an active learner
Yeah.
rather than like passive learner.
Wow. That's cool.
Cool.
I think I will use those ways when I will continue to improve my Korean.
And in that way, you can learn many words. And also like if you apply, if you put a lot of different verbs into that sentence patterns, you will make a lot of different sentences.
Wow.
So I usually do these whole process all at once.
Wow. So like how long does it take?
It takes a lot, to be honest.
So-
But it is very effective.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Guys, keep that in mind. It
keep that
takes a
in
lot
your
of
mind.
time, but very effective. Wow,
Yes.
that's cool. So the next question, like as you have another channel. So when your subscribers are learning Korean, I think there are some points or few things they say. Oh, music teacher, this part is so hard. This part is hard when I'm learning Korean, and I want to know what are those hardest part when you are learning Korean.
Have you heard of 은는이가? Of course,
은는이가?
you already know about
Yeah,
은는이가, but
freaking hard.
맞아요. I always got the comments about 은는이가 or regarding any other particles
Yeah,
because there are a lot of particles.
that's true.
얼마나 아세요?
I only know that before a verb you use 을, and if it is not a verb you use 이 or 가.
Oh,
That's the only thing I know.
I think they are struggling with the particles
Yeah.
and like understanding the subtle nuance of each
Yeah.
particle
Yeah.
might be very difficult to them.
And what about Korean language does this respect thing?
아, you mean 존댓말의
yeah,
반말?
yeah.
맞아요. 그것도 어렵죠. That's also difficult.
I think me too. The first when I was learning Korean language, I always wondered why should I say 밥 먹었어? 밥 먹었어요? 밥 먹었습니까? 진지 드셨습니까? 진지 잡수셨나요? Why so much thing to learn?
그러네요. Like there are very different
Yeah.
level of sentences.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
interesting.
the particles and the
Different level of
language,
그쵸,
formal and informal.
맞아요.
Yeah.
And also,
really
there are
hard.
also certain verbs
Yeah.
that are used in formal situation.
Yeah.
Like you said, 먹다
Good.
could be 잡수다.
Yeah.
근데 I'm kind of wondering. So I'm Korean.
Yep.
So thankfully, I kind of absorbed these old particles. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering, how did you learn all these particles? Because they are really tricky at first.
To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
till now I'm not sure that I can like speak perfectly, but one of the things that helped me is
Mm-hmm.
like watching dramas and movies,
Mm-hmm.
and the more you learn, you listen,
Mm-hmm.
it's become like the brain absorb a lot of sentences, and then when you are trying to use those particles,
Mm-hmm.
you really the brain remember one of the sentences that it heard.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why it was helpful. So if you listen a lot, it will like be formed in your brain, and when you are going to speak, you will remember. Oh, you can't use e here. You can't use ka here. You just have to use or to or 만큼. Yeah.
So watching dramas,
Watching dramas, watching
And-
like videos or some
Netflix.
yeah, 일상생활.
Oh.
Like you can watch movies, but like some horror movie or some
Scientific.
scientific
movie.
movies, and it's not that helpful than 일상생활, like usual life, like home, going to the market, going to the restaurant, buying clothes. Those videos really helps a lot.
True.
Yep. So the next question, like from my experience, I really like to watch dramas, Korean dramas and movies, because I'm sure that it helped me a lot when I was learning Korean. But I want to know, is it me or in general, like watching drama or movie, does it help?
I also have been learning English from the drama or
Really?
movies. Oh, so I can tell that way is really effective.
Okay.
But just watching, like binge watching the drama, will not be will never improve your foreign language.
Yep.
What I did, I
With that.
I chose my favorite part of the drama,
Wow.
and I kind of repeated that scene over and over.
Like watching or try to speak?
Watching and shadowing,
Wow.
so that I can learn different words and phrases.
No, it's similar with me. I like
Mm.
if I find like a very interesting sentence in a movie or a drama, I just try to memorize that sentence and then go in the mirror and speak like.
오 맞아요. 저도 이렇게 했어요.
Oh.
I did the
Yeah.
same way.
And it's really improve your pronunciation. Yeah, and yeah, it's helpful. So
And confidence in your speaking.
That's true.
And you can also learn non-verbal language from the dramas, like
yeah.
gestures or intonation, pronunciation.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend to watch dramas and movies.
Okay, so guys, you have to watch Korean dramas and Korean movie, and not only watching, just try to write like new words, new vocabulary, and then like review it later. And then if you find like your favorite part in the movie, try to memorize the sentence and go in the front of the mirror and then try to act speaking Korean.
to yourself.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. Finally, we come to the last question. It's not a question, but it's like an advice. So I want Minji Sam to give an advice to students who want to learn Korean like for the first time.
Like if you have decided to study Korean,
Yep.
you can just enjoy the whole journey
That's
of
true.
learning
That's
Korean
true.
language.
Yeah.
And I hope you can think the language as a means of achieving your dream,
Wow.
not a purpose itself.
I really 공감. I really agree with you.
Okay.
Because me too, I really like IT so much. And then when I came to Korea, I knew that Korea is so advanced in IT, but to be able to achieve that level of IT, I have to speak Korean language.
Sure.
And then I decided that if I want to achieve my dream, my dream to be a 90 expert, I have to learn Korean. And as you said, you have to enjoy the process and enjoy learning Korean as a way or a bridge that's bring you to your dreams. So, it's really a good advice.
Thank you so
역시.
much. That's good 정리. 정리 멘트.
So guys, today I invited Minzy teacher to explain to you like the first step you can use or you can do if you want to learn Korean, and the best way you can use to learn Korean, and the really important advice, which is you have to enjoy the process and really have fun, and don't take Korean language as a goal but as a mean that can help you to achieve your dream. So if the video was helpful, don't forget to leave comment below and I will come up with another video. So
안녕.